All right, I'm here. Let me tell Fox something, just very briefly. Let me let you know. Fox, sis, all of these breaks, all of these, we gonna skip a week with Star and Empire, it's draining. I don't been more want to talk about this show. Girl, I had forgot about it. I was moving on with my life, casually, calm, cool, and collected. And somebody reminded me, hey, Empire Star comes on tonight. Yesterday, obviously. And I was like, dang, for real? So I gotta watch it. I have to understand what they talking about. And I gotta tell it back. I don't feel like all that. Because of all these skips and all these breaks. We've had, 3 breaks in the last month? Like 2 episodes, maybe, in a month? No one has time. I don't care nothing about Lucious and his synesthesia and his brain and if he all right or if he ain't all right. I don't care nothing about it. I really don't. Anyway, child. Let me just pull on out. Anyway, girl, so Lucy is playing colors. He painting the keyboard and talking about we need a little more violet over here, a little more yellow over here. And Jamal was like, well, you just play it. So he gets up and he plays it. I didn't really care for it too much. The notes were clashing. And that was on my nerves. I don't like to hear notes clash. I just don't. But he was playing, child, whatever. And Warren was in there and whatever. Forrest Whitaker and his eye is over there cracking the whip. And I know it's realistic. If people do this all the time, record execs and record companies make people grind, with no breaks and all of that, I understand. TV companies and stuff do that as well. Even my own humble retail establishment will grind you to the bone. I happen to have a very good manager who won't, but the company itself, they ain't too worried about, they grind now. Grind. In most businesses, Walmart has them girls over there grinding and carrying. It's just the way it is. But the engineers and the sound people and the so-and-sos and the carryings on have gotten upset because Forrest Whitaker and Forrest Whitaker's eye are over there giving too much fever. They're tired. He's making slight mistakes because he's tired. And Forrest Whitaker, I think his name was Calvin. Forrest Whitaker and his eyes, upset with Calvin because, he touched the wrong, but I don't care. And so Calvin calls Portia on out to the hallway, and apparently they go together. It was just really annoying to me how just all of a sudden we are now in the loop that Calvin and Portia go together. We ain't seen nothing about, we ain't never seen Calvin before. And we ain't seen nothing about Portia, like her personal life. And then here we go, Calvin and Portia go together. We ain't get no introductions, no leading into. Maybe we will start to see more about Portia and her personal life. We ain't see how she got these new wigs. We didn't see any of this. We didn't see any of it. But anyway, so Calvin goes off and is telling Portia, basically, we sick of it, and you should be sick of it too, because Cookie talks to you like she crazy. And I agree. Cookie does talk to. If I was Portia, I would have been gone. Like a long, long time ago. I hate the way Cookie talks in general. I hate the way they've written her to where even when she's softened down, she's still so rough. She's so harsh. And it's like, okay, yes, you went to prison, but you were a human being before you went to prison, and you are a human being now that you are out of prison. You are a human being in prison, but I understand prison rules are a little bit different and you have to act a certain way. But girl, you've been out of jail for at least a year because the baby is a year old. So you need to start acclimating to the world, the outside world. Come on now. Like, I really hate the way Cookie talks to everybody. She rarely ever softens down and is like, okay, let me drop this act, let me calm down. She doesn't ever turn into Laretha. And that's aggravating to me because all these backstories, we had a whole season, of flashbacks of, White and Laretha. Or he was Lucious at that point, but still. We see Laretha, we see her getting kicked out by her father, and we see how much she loved her dad, and we see all of this, and she was a whole sensitive person, and blah, blah, blah. We saw all of that last season, but we don't ever see it in present-day Cookie, and that gets on my nerves. It worries me. Because I'm harsh. I am. I talk like, a lot of the times I talk similar to Cookie. I don't go around calling folks stupid. I just don't do that because I don't want nobody to do that to me. But I do. I give people tough love all day, every day. That's who I am. That's why the girls come to me. They're like, okay, I know you're going to tell me the truth. Am I ugly? And I'm going to say, baby, you are ugly, but you know what? You can sing, and we love you. I'm going to give you your qualities. But Cookie don't never... I will soften down. If you say, am I ugly, and you got tears in your eyes, and I see that you don't need to hear that you're ugly today, I say, no, baby, you're not ugly. No, see, listen, everyone has different features. You have a unique... Look at your bone structure. Look at you. Like, I'll do that. Cookie never does that. I know I've gone off for a long time about that, but it worries me the way they have her. It's just, like, okay, you ghetto. Okay. But you wasn't ghetto your whole life. Laretha was not ghetto. Laretha went to prep school. She had on a uniform. What are you doing? Anyway, child. So we over at the park. Bella and Anika and Tay Diggs Dubois, they at the park dressed like they on their way to church or something. He got on a suit, she got on a dress, Bella had on a dress. I'm like, why are we at the park? What are you doing? Where are you going? Put you on a sweatsuit. We've seen Anika in workout attire. Put on a workout outfit, a tracksuit, and slide on over to the park with your baby in some baby clothes and let her play. You got the baby sitting in your lap. Y'all both wearing ball gowns. Okay. Anyway, it kind of looked to me like Tay Diggs Dubois go with Anika. Okay, I don't care. And Hakeem is standing behind the chain link fence staring. Now, one thing I do is I look around me. Every couple minutes I look around. I make sure I know what's going on. I see these drug dealers on the porch. I see these not drug dealers smoking drugs on the other porch. Right here in this very neighborhood. I see it. I look around. I make sure I know what's going on. Why she ain't turn around and see that nigga behind that chain link? He was not hidden. Anyway, child, so he getting ready to run. Oh, well, I'm running the thing now. Oh, well. He getting ready to run up in there and see what they talking about. I don't care. I just, I'm so drained. And mama's in the street. Like, girl, get out the street, mama. Yeah, so he was finna run up over there, and I can't see over this truck. I'm assuming since this truck, oh, crap. Too much going on. All right. I really hate that little intersection. What was I finna say? Oh, yeah, he was about to run over there and I guess run up on Anika and Dubois. Thirsty stops him and is like, you know, I wouldn't do that if I were you and blah, blah, blah. I didn't care. Let's see what's next. So, Lucious pops in on Anika Calhoun, comes on over to the house. She says, Bella's not here. She's with my parents and you don't have visitation and leave before I, get a restraining order, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Lucy invites himself to take a seat, lets her know, look, girl, I know this is about, in T.I.'s words, the money. So I will make Bella a joint heir with the boys. She'll be very, very wealthy. We just want joint custody. And she's like, I'll think about it. And Lucy is like, okay, well, while you think about it, let us see the baby. Let's get a family trip where we can all see the baby. She says she'll agree to family time with the baby. Moving along. Let's see. So Portia running around trying to talk to Cookie and, tell her, look, girl, the girl's about to strike, yada, yada. And Cookie dismisses her because Lucy walks in. And she's like, don't you see me talking to Lucious? Get on, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I really can't. I really cannot. I couldn't. And if I could, I wouldn't. Let's see. They talking. Lucious says he has her back like always. Cookie says, you ain't always had my back. Then she flashes back to when she was in prison and she got served with divorce papers. I don't care. Now we at the gay club. And it looked like I saw a couple of RuPaul's Drag Race alum. Was that Milk? Was it Milk or Catcher? One of the white queens was in there. And Chicken was over there and she was dancing. Or they? Is Chicken non-binary? Give us an episode where y'all tell us Chicken's pronouns. Because I'd been saying she all this time, but then I saw Chicken at the gay club dancing with a gay man. So I'm unsure of Chicken's pronouns. So it went off and no one has time. Anyway, so they at the gay club. Warren, he wants to have a threesome. So they having this conversation. Jamal talking about that ain't his judge. I'm like, trying to figure out, because Jamal was a hoe for a smooth 3 seasons. And now all of a sudden he is wholesome. He talking about he ain't never, wanted the company of 2 men. I just doubt it. I truly doubt it. Because the way Jamal was bouncing from nigga to nigga, busting it up, I don't have time. I don't have time. And I wrote literally right here, threesome talk sounds like a sex tape setup. And you keep that in mind. Andre can't get Tiana Paris on the phone. He calling, leaving messages, this, that, and the other. And he on his way up to work at Empire, and he ain't got on a suit, which was strange to me. But he was on his way on up there, and Portia pops in and is giving, they about to strike. And he blows her off, too, because he sees on TV that there was a police-involved shooting, and Tiana Paris was the police involved. So he runs on out. And I'm like, you really could have just went up to your office and just called all the hospitals from there. But okay, run on. Run. So he runs out and Portia's left standing there again. Let's see. I literally wrote, Portia's trying to spill and she needs to snap. She needed to snap and let the girls know, hey, they about to have a strike. Like, I would have been hollering. I know you don't want to hear me, but listen, I'm trying to help you. See, when I'm trying to help somebody and they don't have time, that's the main thing that makes me go off. Ooh, let me get on. Because it's yellow. Swinging. Woo-hoo. I barely made it, but I did make it. Because traffic, this Christmas traffic, even though it's 80 degrees, it's not literally 80 degrees, but it's close enough. I'm sweating. It's hot out here, but it's almost December. It'll be December tomorrow. And I don't have time. Anyway, girl, so they're standing out in the hallway. Calvin got his little phone with a little email on it. Girl, listen. Yeah, he got his little phone with a little email on it. Stay with it now. Y'all don't stop for the... Okay. All right, then. I guess we just don't stop for the servicemen. Calvin got his little email in his hand. And he's like, all I got to do is send this email and we walk. Forrest Whitaker in his eyes, you know, like, did you just threaten... Because he was talking to Cookie. Did you just threaten the woman who signed your paychecks? I can't do a good Forrest today because I ain't practiced. And then Forrest takes the phone, sends the email. He either sent it or deleted it. I couldn't be bothered to figure out which one. And he's like, all right, well, we on strike. Cookie calls Portia. Come on, Portia. Portia's walking behind Cookie. Calvin says, Portia, what did we talk about? I said, you'll never, in your full nigga, half nigga, quarter nigga life, talk to me like that. You will not. You simply want, well, who do you think? Hollering at me? I would have went with Cookie just because this nigga hollered. Just because. Because just because you go with me makes you think you can yell at me? Oh, no, daughter. But she turns around, walks on out there, and Cookie's like, oh, so you're following your man. I was sick of it. And she goes on into, this has nothing to do with this, that, blah, blah, blah. This has to do with me and you, Cookie. And she goes on out there. And then she becomes the leader of the strike. She out there with the microphone, hollering, no justice, no peace. And I'm like, this ain't even your strike. I mean, you striking too, but this ain't your strike. Anyway, child, Jamal and Terrell Carter Dubois got this boy on up there in the apartment. They getting ready to do, you know, what they do. Jamal got an attitude. He over there eating fruit and carrying on. I said, Lord, that's high in fiber. He must not be bothering this evening. Because oranges and carrying on? No. Anyway, he offered the boy some fruit. I said, he ain't planning on doing nothing sexual with this boy this evening. And he tells Warren, look, I ain't got time. I'm putting up with this, but I really don't feel like this. And it would be easier for me if I ain't love you, but I love you, so I ain't feeling this. And Warren is giving, I love you too, and sends the boy on out. Jamal like, hey, thank you for coming. I was like, this is stupid. But he goes on and says, no matter what, I love you. And hugs the boy, and he looking all concerned. And I'm like, I don't have time for none of it. Andre over there drinking pills and carrying on, and then Tiana Paris comes on by. And apparently, I'm sick of Lee Daniels. I'm real sick of it, Lee Daniels. You with these police shootings. Now Tiana Paris was the police that shot somebody, but she planted a gun on the boy to make the shooting look justified. Girl, I'm sick and tired of it, Lee Daniels. I'm real sick and tired of it. It's draining to me. Can we... Okay, I understand that, you know, art reflects the time. Oh, I ain't put the car... Okay, well, I did put the car in park, but she wanted to go in reverse. That's why I need a new car. Let me make sure... We're in park. All right. I know it's supposed to reflect the times and yada, yada, blah, 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 but I can't do it. I'm sick of it. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry. I'm on my way to the bank. My manager came out and brought the deposit to me this time, it was convenient. I must admit. But yeah, I understand that art reflects the times and carryings on and yada, yada, and blah, blah, blah. But I, personally, and I've been saying this for years, I do not want to turn on my TV and have a casual TV night and have to think about police brutality. I don't. That's probably why I watch so many cartoons. Probably. I watch a lot of SpongeBob and old school Ed and Eddie I was watching the other day. Because I don't want to have to think and reflect on the times. Like, Trayvon's mama can't watch TV. Not Trayvon's mama. Not the mama of Trayvon, but Trayvon's mama. Can't watch TV without one of the shows recreating her son's death. Scandal, all of that little situation, blah, blah, blah. Anything she was watching during that time was recreating her son's death. That's torture. So she can't go nowhere or do nothing without having to be reminded Even though you don't have to be reminded that your child's gone. That's something you always know. It was draining. It was very draining to me. And I'm trying to understand what message Lee Daniels is trying to send by having the black woman police officer plant a gun on. I'm tired. Let's see. The strike has started. Luce is in there about to, have the band play these certain little ditties, and I want you to do this and you do that. And then they all get a message that said the strike started, and they just get up and walk out. Shine, he out there, he getting ready to go to the strike too. His mama worked in the lunchroom, so he got union blood, and he got to strike too. Okay. Tori comes through the crowd, and she starts singing the song they was working on in the studio. She's striking too. And I said, can't you get sued for leaking that song like that? I'd be trying to sue her, but that's just me. Okay, girl, it don't take all that. Let me see. So another flashback, they having a divorce party for Cookie in the jail. Pound Cake pops in, messing with folks. I'm like, okay, let me get to it. Pound Cake pops in, messing with folks. Cookie's like, girl, it's not the day. Pound Cake say, what you gonna do? Cookie stands up, she getting ready to swing. Pound Cake covers her stomach. We know she's pregnant now. Cookie says, are you pregnant? Obviously. And then it flashes off. Girl, what are you doing? Who has time? Then it goes off, and she calls all the girls to the boardroom. I just don't understand why Pound Cake was messing with folks and she was pregnant. Why are you in there not interrogating Jesus, instigating stuff? Well, Cookie will swing on you. Anyway, so they call a boardroom meeting, a board meeting, not a board meeting, but a meeting in the boardroom. And the girls all get around the table, and Cookie tells the story of how Pound Cake wasn't feeling well and she had a fever, and so Cookie took her on to the cell and put a cold washcloth on her forehead, and they became family in that moment. We didn't find out if Pound Cake had the baby or what. We didn't find out what was wrong with her. She just had a fever, and Cookie put a washcloth on her forehead, but they was family. And she says, families fight, we family. Lucious says he remembers everybody, and then they go on into, she says, when your daddy was sick, and when you was, who had your back? And everybody's like, y'all had our back. Hold on. They go on to talk about, let me go back. During Pound Cake's illness, Cookie told Andre's birth story. They were in a snowstorm, and I don't know. Andre was almost born in the snow, but then a Cadillac came by, a white car, something, and they liked Lucious music, took him to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. Let me see. So Cookie then goes on to reconciliate with Portia. Thank you. You too. Yeah, so Cookie goes on, reconciles with Portia, and is giving, I don't call you stupid. I don't think you're stupid. Because if I thought you were actually stupid, you wouldn't have a job. I just, that's the way I talk. And I'm like, you got to find another way to talk. Because you would not talk to me like that. I don't care. I don't care. I don't let folks talk to me like that. I don't care who y'all. I don't. Moving along, though. And she tells, Portia, come on back. And Portia comes on back. Or she asks Portia, is the strike off? And the strike is just off. They didn't come to a conclusion. They didn't say, oh, well, we're going to give you, a 30-minute nap every 3 hours. You could take 30 minutes and do whatever, eat something, take a nap. The whole point of the strike was that the girls were overworked. They didn't come to a consensus. She apologized to Portia, and the strike was off. What? All right, Lee Daniels, you so worried about planting guns on folks over there, you can't get with the strike. Andre wants Tiana Paris to meet the family. Tiana's like, girl, who has time? He gets a text message. They're going to see the baby. He leaves Tiana in the apartment. I wouldn't have. I just wouldn't have. Like, okay, she told you some deep, dark secret. I still don't trust her. So Andre pops in, and they clock him, and they say, you got a girl, blah, blah, blah. Jamal talking about how he in love. Lucious ain't homophobic no more. Hakeem ain't homophobic no more. Cookie is slightly homophobic, but she's the same level of homophobic she's always been. So we let her have it, I guess. And then they walk on back to the back. Now, while they're discussing love and happiness, we see Claire Huxtable Dubois having a meeting with Warren. He says he just simply could not do it. I already knew what it was. He couldn't do it. And Claire says, oh, well, I knew you couldn't do it. I simply knew that. No one had time for that. which is why we got Anika on board. She's much more dedicated to helping us tear down the lions, blah, blah, blah. So then the girls come on back to the back. They getting ready to meet the baby, but the baby ain't there. It's Claire Huxtable Dubois and Terrell Carter Dubois. And this is what's so crazy to me. You a celebrity. You are a big celebrity. You know, Lucious Lyon in this world is supposed to be the man. And you haven't vetted your boyfriend. You haven't had someone else vet your boyfriend to see who this nigga is. You ain't doxed this man at all. You just in love. You ain't done no background checks. You ain't seen him. And then Claire Huxtable Dubois is very famous. She was on Forbes, on the cover of Forbes with Cookie. So you don't know her nephew? Anyway, so they walk on back. Jamal sees him with her and puts two and two together. Lucious is having flashbacks about how he, used to fight folks and he wanted to, but Jamal said, no, I got this, and beats the boy down. And I said, he may just be a lion after all. He may very well be. Thank goodness, because I was starting to question his paternity. But yeah, he whips the boy down, and Claire Huxtable is like, oh, Lord, my goodness. And I'm like, you're evil, but I live for it. Like, I don't know. I feel like Felicia Rashad is actually evil. But dog it if I don't love her. I love her down. And Jamal, he's beat him down. He's going to have a domestic assault charge, but who cares, I guess. And they recording, and everybody's going off and blah, blah, blah. And when they coming out, Lucious said, I wanted to kick his face in. And Cookie says, the old Lucious would have. And I'm like, girl, I'm tired. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things on YouTube to say, and I'll catch you in the next one.